I got all the information, so I hope you're ready to go today. Such an honor for me to be with you. I want to talk to you today about the 4 keys to influence. I'm actually going to do 2 talks that blend together. So I hope you're ready to go. Influence is amazing. Do you know that you are an influencer? We have social media influencers right now that have millions of followers. They really haven't done anything, but they influence people on what they should be doing in their lives. I don't mean that mean, but you know how it goes. I want you to think about 2 people right now in your life who has had a major influence on you. Maybe it was a high school teacher, a coach, a mom or a dad, a brother, a sister, a pastor, a priest, but they had major influence in your life. What area did they influence you most in, in your influence? The 4 keys to influence. Number 1 is be an encourager. Do you realize that encouragement is the only thing that costs you nothing, but it gives you priceless, it's priceless when you receive it. Now, some of you were raised in homes where you were encouraged, and some of you may have been raised in homes where you weren't that encouraged. But I have a globe in my office that says the world belongs to the encourager. Find somebody that's doing something and encourage them in it. Encourage them in their dream. Encourage them in their efforts. Encourage them in their struggle. And so I wanted to just take a moment here, and I want you to look at your neighbor and just say something encouraging to them. Just say encouraging to them. I believe in you. Yeah, are you doing it right now? Now, some of you, let me ask you a question. When you did it feel comfortable? And some of you, how many of you didn't feel comfortable? It was like, yeah. I was talking to somebody, we were doing a marriage thing today, a counseling session, coaching session, and she said, you know, I really want to get better with words of affirmation. But she said, every time I get ready to do it, I freeze up. Now, I don't know if you find yourself in that. And how many of you are really good at receiving encouragement? Now, can I tell you, learning how to be a great encourager is more important than anything I can tell you. Because you can actually be a great encourager and run people away. Because if you go too deep, too quick, you actually cause people to shut down. Because their first thing is, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? You're going to try to take advantage of me. But I can tell you that every one of the people that are in your life right now needs an encouraging word. Everyone around you. You got this. You're going to make it. You're making a huge impact in my life. I can tell you, children and adults, run on it. Now, you'll meet a lot of people that truthfully shut themselves down. And when you shut yourself down from needing and receiving and giving encouragement, it will cause you to not be nearly as effective as you could be. The second thing to be an influencer is to be a model, to be an example. What you project is what your team reflects. What you project is what your team reflects. When I walk into any environment, I can tell if a leader is modeling the culture, the values, the principles, the virtues, because you can see it in the reflection of other people's behavior and facial expressions. Example is not the main thing. Example is everything. Right now on your team, if you could get people to be great encouragers and to be models where they live it, not just talk about it. Because modeling is where culture comes to life. You feel it. It's in the smile, it's in the touch, it's in the encouragement, it's the welcoming, it's the warm. It's the feeling that you receive above any word that is ever said. And so it's critical. The third thing is coaching. And as a coach, I want to encourage you today, if you want to have influence, to celebrate as often as you correct. To celebrate as often as you correct. Matter of fact, I say celebrate way more than you correct. And I would celebrate small victories. And just be aware of the challenges, the struggles, and the wins that people have in their life. Do you know why that's so important? Because most people don't have anybody celebrating their victories. The small wins in your life. Become an incredible noticer of small victories. Because great big victories are produced out of smaller victories. The fourth is be challenging. Be challenging. Do you know that people want to be challenged? Do you know that people in the right way, not in arrogance, not in ego, not in pride, not in self-righteousness, not in I'm above you, but people want to be challenged to become the person they know they can be. Now, some people don't know what they can be, so you need to speak what they can be into that void of not knowing what they can be. One of the things I'm excited about is we are getting ready to spend some time with anybody that wants to come, and I'm going to go through with Bree and Blake, and probably bring Gay in on it as well, just on the shape of your life, so that you can find your purpose and you can find your place in this world. I want you to understand this when you challenge. Please write this down. Manipulation pushes and vision pulls. When it comes to challenging somebody, manipulation pushes and vision pulls. I want my friend Sammer to come up here real quick. And as a leader, I can either get behind him and push him. Okay? Don't be so easy to push, man. I can push him. Or I can grab him and I can pull him. That is such different leadership. Have you ever been around somebody that's way too pushy? We all give Sammer a hand. He was amazing. I know some people in their leadership that they try to push their way to greatness when we need to learn how to pull the greatness that's in people out. Everybody I know wants to be challenged. Everybody wants to become a new me. Everybody wants to set new goals and reach them. So let's review real quick. Everybody I know in the area of influence, how I can increase my influence is number one, be an encourager. Number two, model the way. Have something to share, have something to show, and have something to transfer. The third thing is you need to become a coach where you inspire through these things that I just talked about. And number four, we need to learn how to challenge people better. Challenge people better. I don't know how many of you love a challenge. By the way, when you challenge somebody, you will discover their self-esteem pretty quick. Because people with low self-esteem rebel against challenge, where people with high self-esteem welcome it, invite it, and almost beg for it. So, influence is really, really powerful. We could talk for a long time about it. Now, Let me give you 8 habits of people who have determination. How many of you would be described as somebody that's very determined? You're very motivated. Yeah, raise your hand if you've ever been, determined. Matter of fact, how many of you would agree with me right now that all you need to do is say to me, it can't be done, and then get out of my way? My friend used to tell me all the time, when you tell people it can't be done, you'll walk around the corner and find somebody doing what you say can't be done. Determination. These qualities are so incredible in every one of our lives. And the result of having these qualities in your life will cause you to be even more successful than you could ever imagine. Are you ready? Let's go. 8. All right. By the way, you can have fun, and I will do this. And for those of you that are here, we do a little question and answer. So if on anything that I've said already, you have a question, just write it outside, and then let's talk about it. We grow more through questions than any other thing you can imagine. Number 1, let your past inform your future and nothing more. Let your past inform your future and nothing more. I'm going to say it one more time. Let your past inform your future and nothing more. Your past does not equal your future, but it can inform you about what needs to change, where you need to grow, where you need to stretch, where you need a coach, where you need a new environment. That's what I love about this G5 culture that we have here, is everybody's so hungry. And it's iron sharpening iron. It's stone sharpening stone. We're all getting better because we all have a past, but we're much more excited about our future. And so I just want to beg you right now, the past is valuable. Learn from your mistakes and learn from the mistakes of others. But don't overvalue it. Let it go. I want you to write that down. Let it go. Some of you need to stop trying to fix yesterday, and you need to start creating tomorrow. What new thing could you do? What new thing could you become? What new habits could you develop that would change everything in your life? I know you would say, PT, that's easier said than done. Matter of fact, I would say that in the last 5 to 7 days, your past come to haunt you. It came to talk to you. It came to accuse you. It came to try to inform you of what you're not. I would encourage you, let it go. Matter of fact, I want to challenge every one of you listening to me right now. In the next 90 days, reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself. Reinvent how you greet people, how you meet people, how you communicate with people. Reinvent in the next 90 days your values, your principles, your virtues. Evaluate how you want to make people feel, not what you want to let them know. I want to encourage you to just evaluate it. Can I tell you, if you're here telling me right now, Tim, this is so much easier said than done, my answer would be to you, well, it depends on your perspective. It depends. When something bad happens to you, do you see it as an opportunity to learn, or do you take it as something that judges you? Maybe there's something you don't know. Maybe you've looked at it the wrong way for a lot of years. Maybe you've lived your life on a half-truth. I just want to encourage you, when another person makes a mistake, don't just learn from it. See it as an opportunity to be kind, forgiving, and understanding. Wow. If you take somebody who's made a mistake, who's had a failure, and you go, you know what? Let me be kind. Let me be somebody that encourages. You know what? Let me change my behavior. The past is just training. The past is just training. It doesn't define you. Think about what went wrong, but only in the terms of how it will make you sure next time. Make you sure next time you and the people around you will know how to make it right for sure the next time. Mistakes are only wasted when I don't learn from them, when I don't gain confidence from them, when I don't go, oh, I figured out how not to do it. You hear the stories about Edison, who invented the light bulb. 1,000 failures. No, he said, I found out 1,000 ways it doesn't work. The story is riddled. The world is riddled with stories of people who found out what didn't work and they changed it. What do I need to find out in life doesn't work? Communication. How I say things. If I say things. When I say things. Is it necessary? Is it true? Is it helpful? Does it build people up? I love this one. I love in life that I get the privilege in my life to not let the past dictate my future. Number 2, you ready for number 2? Yeah. See your life and the future as totally within your control. Now, that's kind of the world's wisdom. Can I just bring you some spiritual wisdom right now? I believe that God is in control of the future when I give him the control. Some people come to me and go, God is in control of everything. I go, no, he's only in control of what you've given him. And the Bible is very clear that he won't go against your will. So he's waiting for you to surrender the control of your life. But if you begin to see your life and your future as in control, then you won't sense and feel out of control. I know the plans he has for me. They're good. They won't harm me. That is such a different view than waking up tomorrow morning going, I'm so concerned about tomorrow. I don't know, I just feel so out of control. There's a quote that's often credited to Ingedis, and it says this: pray as if God will take care of it all and act as if it's all up to you. Now, I know a lot of us want to just pray and say, God, have your way. But God is going to come along and say, you know what? I'll give you the wood, but you're going to have to get a saw in order to build a chair. I'll give you the raw material. Now you need to decide what you're going to do with what I've given you. Wow. You see, all of us have been given a gift. You may not know it. You may not be walking in it. You may not be fully engaged in it, but we've all had a gift. And it's not always easy to uncover or discover your gift. I literally, in business, found out that I had a gift to communicate. No one ever pointed it out. I never thought of myself that way. It's just one day I stood in front of a crowd and I gave a talk and I noticed people's lives were changed. Wow. It was the same reason that I heard my wife talk one day, and when she got done, I said, do you know you have a gift to communicate? That's why I want to beg you, get close enough that we can see your special gift and get you in it. But beware of the unexamined life. Beware of it. Or be aware of a mentor or a coach that had limited ability to see in you the greatness that's in you. Or you had somebody that only wanted you to succeed at a certain level. They wanted to control you. Your gift is bigger than any human being can imagine. We can only see the raw material and begin to pour into that gift so that it becomes what it was called and meant to be. You see, I see so many people that they talk about luck. Don't you hear people talk about luck? The same premise applies to luck. Many people feel luck has a lot to do with success or failure. If they succeed, luck favored them. And if they fail, luck was against them. Have you ever heard that? Most people do feel that, good luck can play a little bit of a role in their success. But they don't wait for good luck or worry about bad luck. You may have to go back and listen to that again. They act as if success or failure is totally within their control. If they succeed, they caused it. If they fail, they caused that. Now let me give you some spiritual insight. All of us that understand God at all know there's something called favor. And favor is not fair. If I ask you right now and sit down and had a cup of coffee with you and ask you right now, do you know about the favor of God? And are you walking in the favor of God? Let me tell you how you will know that you are walking in the favor of God. People will walk up to you and go, you are so lucky. And whatever you put your hand to, watch this, God will bless it way more than you ever thought possible. In business. I had a guy walk up to me one day and goes, well, do I have to believe in God to be successful? I go, no, but why would you ever want to do that? But here's what I can tell you, that without him, you'll never be able to enjoy it at the level that you could if you had his perspective. So here's what I want to encourage you. Don't waste mental energy worrying about what might happen to you. You can put all your effort into making things happen. But then if you get lucky, hey, you're even better off. Now that's kind of to just a business mind. Those of you that know that in the kingdom of God, you have the favor of God on you. So when you win, you don't carry around, look at me. You go, I give the glory and the honor to another place. I can tell you this, you can't control a lot of things in life, but you have been given the power and the responsibility to have self-control. So you can do that. The third thing is learn to ignore the things you have no control over. By the way, if you have questions about anything I've said, please write them down. Learn to ignore the things you can have no control over. Mental strength is like a muscle that has been strengthened. And I want you to know that in your life, mental strength, no one has an unlimited supply of it. So why waste your power and energy and insight and brain power on things you can't control? This is why surrender is so critically important. This is why saying, have your way. I surrender it to you. I watch a lot of people try to control things. They think if they watch CNN or MSNBC or Fox News, they're going to be able to control the political world that we live in. Right? For some people, they really, honestly are so focused on politics. Some other, it's family. For other, it's global warming. It's some big program out there. I got no judgment. I'm just saying to you, if you care about something, don't try to push that care of what you think about on someone else. Are you with me? So, do what you can do. In politics, vote, lend a listening ear, recycle, do what you can to make the world a better place. But I can tell you, be your own change in this world that you want to see. I can control that. I can be kinder. I can be more giving. I can be more patient. I can just tell you, in your life right now, I wouldn't spend too much time trying to change other people. I would spend a lot of time on being the change I want to see in other people. Are you with me? Okay. Number 4. Don't resent, but instead celebrate the success of others. Don't resent. Don't get jealous. Don't get hung up on. But instead celebrate the success of others. I guarantee you, everyone listening to me right now knows at least a few people that right now, when someone else's shines, they think it diminishes who they are. Are you with me? They think that it diminishes the light of their star. And I just want to tell you, nobody's success can put your light out. Just like nobody's failure can put your light out. But be careful, listen, be careful of who, when you win, is clapping and celebrating, and for those who don't. Just be aware. Not to judge, not to measure, not to critique. Just understand there will be very few people in your life that will be happy when you win. Oh, can I tell you, most people don't mind if you win. They just don't want you to win too much. Just don't win that much. And so in your life right now, resentment sucks up a massive amount of mental energy. Energy that is better applied and put in different areas. When a friend does something awesome, that doesn't preclude you from being something awesome. When a friend does something awesome, that doesn't preclude or stop you from doing something awesome. In fact, where success is concerned, I have found this, that birds of a feather flock together. The closer you draw to other people who are succeeding, not judging, not measuring, not putting down, but the closer you get to them, it rubs off on you and you become more successful. This has been a principle of my life ever since I was a young man. I always got around men who were winning, families that were winning, because winning begets winning. It causes more winning. Number 5, never stoop to complaining, criticizing, or whining. Never stoop to that. Your words have power, especially over you. The power of life and death is in the tongue. You either build people or tear down people. Whining about your problems always makes you feel worse, not better. Make you feel worse, not better. So if something goes wrong, don't waste your time complaining. Put that mental energy into making the situation better. I will tell you that whining and complaining will never, ever, 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 ever make it better. So why waste the time? Let's fix it now. Don't talk about what's wrong forever. Talk about how we can make things better, even if that conversation is only with yourself. Hey, Goad, get better. Get better. You can do it. And I would encourage you to do the same with your friends or your colleagues. Don't serve as a shoulder that they can just pour a bunch of negative on. Rather, let your shoulder be a place where friends can come and make their life better. I think every interaction with a person should make them feel better and leave better every time they've been around you. Number 6, don't focus on others. Only try to impress yourself. Don't focus on others. Only try to impress yourself. I'm talking about comparison here. Isn't it so easy to compare your weakness to somebody else's strength? To your brokenness to somebody else's healing? To your lack to somebody else's abundance? Don't focus on others. Only try to impress yourself. I think at the end of the day, you should be able to tap yourself on the back and go, I am proud of you. You were amazing today. You reacted differently. You didn't get as angry. You didn't criticize. You didn't waste time or motion. You were focused on your dream and your purpose and your vision, and you're walking in your purpose. You're discovering and uncovering that more every day of your life. So I wouldn't tell you. No one, I hate to tell you this, okay? No one else likes you for your clothes, your car or your possessions, your title or your accomplishment. Those are things. People may like your things, but that doesn't mean they like you. If you want to be incredibly, incredibly important in life, I would encourage you to make the things in your life go away and make your personhood be the person that touches people so deeply. I know there's a lot of superficial people, and a lot of them want to act like they like you, but being superficial is no substitute for real relationships. And I can tell you there will be people that will come into your life that will like you for what you have, but they don't really care about you for who you are. That is a painful situation. Genuine relationships make you happier, and you only form genuine relationships when you stop trying to impress and just be yourself. Now, if yourself needs to change. If you need to become more aware, if you need to become somebody that's more loving, that understands how to communicate. I have men that I continually bring in my life that I just beg them, please do not be uneducated on communication. Learn how to communicate. Ladies, learn how to communicate. I think one of the most frustrating things is my wife and I have 2 young adults now, 23 and 26, I think. But I remember when they were tiny babies and they couldn't talk and all they could do was cry. And how frustrated I would get. Like, why can't you just tell me what's wrong? And so, but I think it teaches us. I think it trains us. I think it develops us to start listening for wants, needs, and desires and pain when people can't communicate it. I don't know if you've ever had a time in your life when you were, as a leader, were in so much pain, you really couldn't even communicate it. It was just so painful. And that's when a friend would just come along and not try to have all the answers, but they would just listen to your heart. Listen to your words is critically important. I will tell you this, if you will do this in your life, you will have way more mental, spiritual energy to spend with people who really do matter in your life. I will just tell you this, you'll never have enough people that are genuine, that are authentic, that are real in your life. You'll never have enough. There's always room for one more. And I want you to become that one more in people's lives. Number 7. Are you doing okay? Yes. It's a lot of information. Number 7, consistently revisit your long-term goals. Consistently revisit your long-term goals. Tim, why should I have long-term goals? Because without long-term goals, you won't develop the strength to stay in the fight. Short-term goals will cause you to give up too easily. See, if you want to build a bigger company, if you want to build a bigger life, it's really hard to do when you're mentally tired. Wow. It's easy to rationalize doing less than your best. So say you want to lose weight, which I'm badly. When you're mentally tired, it's easy to rationalize, and you'll start changing your eating and exercise habits. But when you have a long-term goal, you're going, this is not a diet, this is a lifestyle, and here's my goal, and you keep your eye on the goal, and you stay in it long-term, it just changes everything. It brings energy and fire and passion. And you start to develop better habits in your life. So if you say you want to engage your employees, when you're mentally tired, it's easy to rationalize that you don't really need to be with them. You need to go get on your computer. People are the most important thing in your company, in your church, in your organizations. People. And how you make people feel is the most important thing you will ever do in your life. Do people feel valued? Do they feel loved? Do they feel respected? Do they feel appreciated? Do they feel affection from you, proper affection? Do they feel appreciation when people get in your presence? Do they elevate when they're around you? Do you give attention to the right people? So critically. You got to look at these things. Mental fatigue makes us take the easy way out. And sometimes it will cause us to take a shortcut, which is really the longest way you can go. It's easy to take us on the wrong path when I'm mentally tired. Matter of fact, can I tell you, fatigue makes cowards of us all. When you're exhausted, you just don't have the fire. That's why you've got to be mindful of your energy. You've got to see what's sapping your energy, what's taking your energy, or what's increasing your energy. Passion and fire make a big difference. The key to create tangible reminders that pull you back almost from the brink of giving up. So I just encourage you in your life right now to keep photos on your refrigerator of things that you long for, places you want to go, people that matter to you. Keep it in front of your face. A man or a woman without vision will perish. You won't have the energy to stay in the fight. So I want to encourage you to put these things in front of your face. Family photos. I've been going through old photos and I've just been bringing them out. My little daughter, when she was 3 and 4, and the moments that I had, it energizes me. Moments I had with my son. We had a goal when he was born. He was born 5 weeks early, and we wanted to take him to Hawaii, and we went to Hawaii with him. And at the Hyatt in Maui, there's a restaurant there called Swan Court, and I have a picture of him in my hands at breakfast. You have no idea the emotion it brought back. Matter of fact, my friend Josh Cook and Kelsey, they're there right now eating at that restaurant on their honeymoon. And it brought it all back. There's a place called Mama's Fish House. I know those of you that live in Maui know how great this food is. And we had a dream to get pictures in white robes on the beach. and we have those pictures, I get them out and I look at them. Do you know why I do that? Because right now I'm dreaming bigger dreams than I ever have in my life. I'm envisioning a future that I've always dreamed about, and I've had big dreams. God's allowed me to do some amazing things. 180 countries, 88,000 at-risk youth. Yeah, man, I've had all this stuff go on in my life. Every coliseum in this nation I've been in, walked through the back doors and walked out on stages in front of thousands and thousands of people. Can I tell you? Our greatest days are right now. March 24th, 25th, 26th, right here at G5 Conference. I want you to get your ticket. I want you to bring your team. I want you to invite your friends and even people you don't like. I want you to buy them tickets and get on down here. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Can I tell you? I want you to think of, just for a moment, when you were most likely to give in to the impulse of quitting. Where you were right there on the edge to say, you know what? I'm willing to quit. Now, when you go there, I want you to see the truth in this. That at that moment, you lost sight of long-term goals. You lost sight. You got carried away with momentary pain that kept you from seeing long-term. So I want to encourage you to rework your environment and eliminate that thing inside of you that gives you the ability to give up on your long-term goals. Eliminate it. Get rid of it. And I would encourage you every day to look at something that reminds you of where you're going. Can I tell you? This is very personal, and I'll share my faith with you. There's this scripture called John 3:16 that says, "For God so loved the world." Now, if you're around church very much, they want you just to love churchy people. God loves churchy people. God loves people that agree with my theology. God loves people that act this way. God loves perfect people. That's not what he said. He said, "For God so loved this world." Ooh, that's a big assignment. And then he has the audacity to say to you and I, if you don't have a long-term goal to love the world, you won't love your neighbor as yourself. And if you can't love your neighbor who you have seen, how will you ever love him who you have not seen? Oh, this is tough leadership. What is your long-term goal? Which leads me to number 8, and I close. Count your blessings. If you want to have radical determination inside of you, develop the habit of counting your blessings. Of every day getting up and going, here are the 5 to 10 things that I'm so grateful for. I just have gratitude. Before you turn the light out every night, take a moment to quit worrying about what you don't have, to quit worrying about what went wrong, to quit worrying about what other people have that you don't have, and think about what you do have. It is amazing what gratitude and thankfulness will do for you right now. If you live with a victim mentality, if you live with a mentality that says, well, they got the blessing and I didn't, it's because you are forgetting to think about your blessings. You got a lot to be thankful for. And when you begin to be thankful, I just challenge you, really, when you're thankful, when you have real gratitude, I just want you to stop and say, do I feel better now? Because I promise you, you will. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel better about what you're going through, and you'll feel better about where you go. This will recharge your determination to press on, to press on. I'm in a collection right now on strength, and I'm amazed at how you and I can tap into a strength that we know not of. So I want you to start working on these qualities. I want you to start saying, I'm going to apply these in my life, and I'm going to get better, and I am going to do better. And my example is going to encourage others that they can do better. Determination, grit. Isn't it amazing? The grind that wears some people down polishes other people to greatness. That's who you are. Charge.